So one of the first things I noticed when I got sober was how vulnerable and fragile and, how the world seemed like just overwhelming, and dealing with crises and relationships and friends and problems was like, oh fuck, like I don't remember. I felt like I was in a foreign country, you know. I felt like everybody knows that I'm vulnerable right now. They're gonna fuck with me, or people are just gonna roll right over me. I'm a pussy, you know. You just have all these things going on, and I just said, you kind of, after you deal with your first fiasco or argument or whatever, you might be feeling a certain type of way. You might not handle it correctly, and you might have did this or whatever wrong or whatever, and have to apologize, and that's usually the case. But you didn't use drugs. You didn't go to your dealers. You didn't grab a fucking bottle of vodka and take about 6 or 7 Percocets and go, I'm gonna feel good so soon. You know what I mean? Like, I always used to say there should be like a oxycodone dispenser somewhere where you could break it open in case of a fucking emergency, But what happens is, you have to develop a skill set and start taking some classes, at a community center, or just talk to somebody if you can, a professional or a pastor or somebody at a meeting or whatever. The more you talk about it, the more you can kind of get it. Talking about it is such a crucial thing, like past relationships I've had, I wouldn't be able to articulate, or I couldn't express, like, hey, I just want you to know that when you do that, it makes me feel like you don't love me, or you don't, respect me, and I just get excited about it, and I'm sensitive, and I'm not trying to get tough with you or over, whatever, but I'm feeling, you're fucking hurting my feelings, and I'm not, I'm getting revved up. I don't know if that was your intentions or if I'm misinterpreting it wrong, but I just want you to know, like, whatever happened, I'm feeling, whatever. And I wasn't able to have that person meet me anywhere and say, I didn't, no, I wasn't. It was always met with, like, like they were always upset that I was, calling them on shit, and it might not even have been their shit. It might have been me being wrong, or me just feeling a certain type of way or whatever, and them not fucking allowing me to just talk the shit out with them, And so I would come on here and talk, because I had no one to talk to, and I hate talking to people, like, I don't want to bother the people that I do know with stupid shit, you know what I mean, and stressful, because I know when people bother me with stuff, like, half the time they're not bothering me, but I'll give them stuff to, like, like follow through with and check in with me and and they don't do it, And, it's hard to, you're vulnerable, and that's just the first thing I noticed when I got sober, was it's hard to deal with people. But guess what? You deal with your first thing, you deal with your second, and you might have a bump in the road, and you go back to a meeting and you don't, and that's the thing, is like, man, when I signed those papers for my outpatient thing and was giving them my information, I just remember looking at this person going, I'm about to tell this person some really shameful, embarrassing shit that I've never told anybody in my life. And I don't really care what they think about me, I don't really care what I own my shit, and I come from a small town, people talk all kinds. I don't give a fuck what any of them people say or whatever. Half of them still live at home, you know what I mean? And I said, I'm going to come out in front of this, and I'm going to own it. I'm going to be as vulnerable and truthful and sincere. I'm not perfect. I still have flaws. I'm not a great person. I'm still toxic. I've still got plenty of fucking things to work on. You just get better at forgetting that drugs are no longer an option. You know what I mean? Like, I just go, yeah, because I used to fucking get in an argument. I'd zip right down to the dealers, grab some pills, get a Bud Light, and, fucking, okay, yeah, all right, maybe I can, get through this, and, You know, and guess what? Sooner or later, you can stop doing that, and it can, you know, it's possible, and it happens. You know, like it can happen. I never thought I'd be able to be sober in my life, ever. I thought I would have to kill myself in order to get sober and be free of this fucking cancer that this is.